It's finally time, guys. Let's get the intake manifold back on the car. Hello, car people again, and welcome back to Speed Trends Racing. I feel like I've been recording the same video over and over and over again because all I've been doing is working on the intake manifold. But now we finally get to put it on the car. It's going to be just a great time. So let's go and check out what we got to do all before we put the intake manifold back on. And it's finally time. We get to install the intake manifold. But first, there's a couple things I wanted to mention. So since we're adding another mid plate, we have to get longer bolts. So I went to Ace Hardware, got some bolts, and they're M8 by 1.25 thread pitch, and they are 1 inch longer. Then I went and I bought 3 M6 by 1.00 nuts for the fuel injectors right here. Then I also had some fabric laying around for making gaskets, and I made 3 gaskets. I outlined them, the mid plates with a pen, and then I cut them out with scissors and a knife. And also, I've been keeping track of all the money I've spent on this project, and I've spent $226 total. So probably the last time I mentioned we spent money was right about here at $165. I just spent $40 on getting the mid plate right here on the right side where the butterfly valves used to activate. The holes welded right there for $40, so that was $205. Plus I bought that hardware, the bolts and the nuts for the intake manifold, and that was $19, so $226 well spent. So I have my engine harness all figured out, but it took me about an hour or so to figure it out, but I got my fuel injector plugs right here. That's going to come in between the intake manifold up and then to the injectors right here. Alternator wire, signal wire, air intake temperature wire right here. Then I have my map sensor, throttle positioning sensor right here. That's going to go to the left side of the intake manifold right here. Then I have all the wiring that goes to my distributor cap, VTEC, temperature sensor, all this stuff underneath here, routed pretty good. Let's just keep on going. This is looking great. Oh guys, we are so close to starting this thing up, but there's a couple things I wanted to mention. I think I made a mistake. So on this throttle body, there's your map sensor, and then your throttle positioning sensor, and then there's this hole right here. It goes all the way through the throttle body. And I was talking to one of my buddies, and I'm telling him about how I thought I was doing a pretty good job with this manifold, and he says, hey dude, that channel that you blocked, which this is where it would go, and then go all the way through here and recirculate through the front of the manifold, you're not exactly supposed to block that. So we're gonna see how this thing idles, because that is like the idle circuit, I believe. Then I need to get a gas line. We got all the fuel injectors in. You gotta calibrate the throttle positioning sensor, and dude, this thing should make noise. All right guys, it's the next day. I spent probably 2-3 hours or so on fuel leaks, and I didn't want to record it. It's not worth recording, but I found out it was just leaky O-rings from the fuel injector to the fuel rail. So I replaced all 4 of those, and I turned the key and it primes, no problem, no fuel leaks. I got a new fuel line that goes to the return tank, and then got the throttle body all put together. Throttle positioning sensor is calibrated, so this thing is ready to start. Well guys, here we are. We are in the car with the intake manifold and the throttle body installed, and we are going to attempt to try to start it. So fuel prime, and turn the key. It is pretty cold and it's on E85, so it might start, it might not, we'll see. That's pretty normal. It's about 40 degrees outside too, so I don't think we've ever tried to start it this cold before. Try it like 2 more times. Oh, it's so close, man. So close. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I got the fuel injectors backwards. So just for kicks, I checked all the fuel injectors and made sure that the right connections were on the right fuel injectors, and they all are. I'm using the original throttle positioning sensor. I'm also using the original map sensor, and I just swapped them out on the throttle body itself. So right now it's about 40 degrees, so that's probably why it's not starting, but it's a good sign at least that it's trying to start. So I just put a little bit of starter fluid on it, and let's see if it'll crack to life. There we go. Oh, baby. Oh, no way. I did not actually think that was going to work. Wow. Starter fluid for the win. Oh, come on, baby. Almost there. Any antifreeze going through it, so I don't want to rev it up too many times and run it for too long, but oh yeah, all right, that's all I need. Wow, I cannot believe it actually started. Woo! All right, that is what's up. You see this, guys? This is the sign of success right here. Smoke out the tailpipe. That means this thing started. Oh my gosh, dude, I am just ecstatic. Don't you see my face? I'm gonna end it right off there, man. Like, that is just, it took, like I said, 18 plus hours to get that intake manifold all put together, but just from me starting it for like that 15 seconds and giving it a couple revs, it's way more snappy. And so, dude, I cannot wait to like do fuel injectors next, and then cam gears, and like, this is stuff that I have in one of my drawers. I'm just like, I need to keep on being motivated and get it done. And then, like, thank you guys all for commenting, liking, subscribing, man. I'm almost at 300 subscribers, so that's really neat. And I'll see you guys in the next video, I promise.